Hello, this is Vertical Measures, and today we'll be discussing how you can use H1 tags and other headings to improve your search engine ranking. As you can see, we're at the Vertical Measures website, and we're going to use this as an example for today. First, I'd like to point out that the title of this content is here, and this is not to be confused necessarily with the page title, which we discussed in our last video, which can be found at the top of the browser here. So the title of the content, we can see, kind of stands out from the rest of the content on the page. And this is what's known as a heading. And this particular heading at the top of the page should use an H1 tag. And the H1 heading is really the most important heading because it tells people, your readers as well as the search engines, what the page is about. You want your H1 heading to contain the specific keywords that you're using for that page. So as we discussed in the last video, when we created the page title up here and we use the keywords for the title, we want these keywords to be utilized within the heading. In this way, the search engines can see that the keywords that we're trying to tell them the page are about is actually what the page is about. So there's this correlation between all of your metadata, including your page title, your description, and your keywords, as well as your heading. So all of those things are interconnected, and essentially you want to be telling the search engines as well as your readers that this is what this page is about. As you're looking at your website, it may not be obvious whether or not you're using the H1 heading tag. So to do that, what we do is click on View and Source, and this pulls up the source code behind the site. And to see if we're using the H1 tag, we click on Edit and Find, and then we would use the Open tag, which is that symbol there, and then H1, and click on Find Next. And here you can see we have the H1 tag that we are using, and it is that one that we see at the top of the page. Now we only want to have one H1 tag on a page, so we click Find Next and make sure that we don't have any additional H1 tags, which we don't. If you did have other H1 tags, what you would want to do is, if you're familiar with code, you could do it yourself or have a web professional do it for you. You change those headings to another number. So heading 1 being the most important, all the way down to heading 6, and on this page we're using heading 3, and you can see down here we have another heading. If we go back to the site, we can see that heading down the page down here. So each one of these are actually an H3. As you look at each page on your website, you should be able to scan through your headings and tell what the page is about. And you may have noticed that each heading has a certain look and feel. So for instance, the ones at the top, this one is black and a little bit larger. And if we scroll down the page, you can see these tags are actually smaller and blue. And that's controlled by some code, style code, and if you talk with your webmaster, he can change those for you. To recap, we look at your website and see if you're using the H1 tag, and if so, make sure that there's only one per page. Then we look at your H1 tag and make sure that you're using your keywords, and specifically that your H1 tag correlates with your page title, your description, and your keywords. Preferably, these keywords are located at the beginning of your H1 tag. And does the H1 tag and other headings help your readers find out what the page is about? If they scan through the page, would they be able to garner enough information to make an intelligible choice about whether or not they want to read the page? If you have questions about this information, or you'd like to learn more about SEO as well as link building, you may visit our website at www.verticalmeasures.com. You can also look for more videos on on-site SEO tips. These are really critical factors to help you achieve higher search engine rankings. Thanks for watching, and welcome to Intelligent Internet Marketing.